Good morning. How are you? Well, it's warm and it's somewhat windy, but it's great. It's beautiful out. So I hope you have similar weather where you are, can get out and enjoy this. Uh, there are all sorts of things going on. I feel like there are people doing wrong things that are known and visible to be perceived as wrong, and I'm talking unlawful, violate good taste, arrogant. Uh, and let's choose the Supreme Court. What are they doing? Roe v. Wade was a case that basically said, a woman had a right of choice up to a certain number of months. Then along comes a case now, long after that ruling has been decided, and the basic breaking point was pre-viability versus viable. When fetus was viable, then a woman's right to exercise her choice over what's within her shifts in favor of the fetus within her. So what are the alt-right conservatives trying to do, notwithstanding the law of Roe v. Wade? They want to shorten that period. Let's make it, Texas says 6 weeks. Another state says, let's make it 15 weeks instead of the 23 to 24 weeks. And all of this is to compromise a woman's ability to exercise her right of choice. Now, the Supreme Court can read the law, you can read the law, and it plainly says those periods I've just mentioned. So when they take on a case like this, they are basically sticking the thumb in our eye and telling us, yeah, we're going to hear this, even though it will result in us overriding a precedent of the Supreme Court. I got no seams all over me. So that makes us distrust the Supreme Court. That makes us think again that maybe they're going to do the contract that was set when they were nominated and approved by the Federalist Society to take care of business, alt-right business, against women, against their right of choice. And not that they care at all once we have a person and we have a baby, a live baby. Then, you're in the lottery then. We don't care if you have food, clothing, a mother, or whatever. In fact, there are even some states in which you can actually leave a child in certain locations and you would be blameless. They won't come after you, the mother. Is that the society we want? I don't think so. But more importantly, is being misled by the Supreme Court when they take on a case that's clearly barred by precedent, number one. Now, while we're talking about people doing crazy, insane things, we have the dynamic duo of Green and Getz out there, on the stump saying, we're going to challenge votes across America just like they're doing in Arizona, just like they're doing in Georgia. Who are these people? Why aren't they suppressed? Why did a judge in Georgia say that he would allow citizens to go count the vote again? Anyhow, that's their marching orders, the dynamic duo. Anything to sort of confuse Americans as to what is right and just. And is it going to succeed? I don't think so. I think there'll be a big fight. But the fact that there's a fight when the disinformation campaign has already taken hold is upsetting at best. And at worst, it could cause distortions in the elections, both the midterms next year and the presidential down the road in 2024. And among the ignorancia, we have, I don't know if that's a Latin term, but it's what it should be, among the ignoramuses, that's colloquial, street talk, kind of impolite. We have Green out there attacking Pelosi for, what she calls anti-Semitic practices, because requiring people who may not have had the vaccine and who don't wear masks to wear masks. And Green is one of those people. Green is also out there making other remarks that are injudicious, wrong, inappropriate, and I think anti-Semitic. And so you've heard a protest from Jews, rightly so. And one of her arguments is the fact that you don't want to give arms to Israel means that you're for Hamas and they're terrorist groups, so you're a terrorist. You know, it just doesn't end. Now, Republicans are pushing back. Of course, Democrats push back, but Republicans are pushing back, and that's terrific. In the category of also ran as ignoramus is former Senator Santorum, who says, you know, when people came to where we are in America, there was nothing here. Oh yeah, except those Native Americans that we overran and slaughtered over the years and now keep on reservations. When I ran for Congress many years ago, I used to meet with a number of Native Americans, and when I was on the Hill, I helped a tribe in California find the authority that made them a tribe so they could get some of the benefits under the law for legitimate Native American tribes. But that doesn't bother Santorum. These people don't care about anything. Finally, one of the things that bothers me in terms of, you know, politicians will break your heart is the question about how they're going to handle this bill that some would like to pass on Tuesday, and it's the bill involving the killing of George Floyd, out in Minneapolis. And one of the sticking points has been that the Republicans don't want there to be an elimination of immunity for cops who do things like what happened with George Floyd. Now, in his case, there has been a settlement. If I remember correctly, I think it was $12 million. Maybe I'm wrong. And but this is the kind of muscle that the police will understand. You know, we can't get them to do it rightly, so we should coerce them by them realizing that they face certain punishment if they don't act rightly. So those are kind of things bouncing around in my head, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope you get out, and maybe you should watch out for the heat. All the best. Bye-bye.